Where were they during that time period?
Childhood, growing up, what we. And so our families have been so torn apart, and we have been made to hate each other. And the other reasons is that every problem that the white woman has had with the white man, they have pushed those issues on us, or we have adopted those issues and decided that that was our problem too.
Right? We decided that was our problem too. I'm just reading the history. You can Google it. Britannica. All the links are in my description box. Please go and check them out for yourself. I'm not making this up. But will our sisters do it? Will they really go check this information out and know that they've been lied to? Because to do that means you have to take accountability. And to mean you want to change your behavior, change the culture. Shall I take some comments at this point? Let me take some comments at this point before I move on to the next segment. Because you ladies been typing up in here. Let me just grab a couple of the comments. Royal Risings, big shout out to you, sis. She says, we couldn't see where all this independent, I don't need no man attitude would lead to. Oh, sis, you dropped a bar. We couldn't see where all this independent, I don't need no man attitude would lead to. Many women do not want this at all. We love our men and we have been duped and taken off purpose massively. Wow. I would agree with that statement, sis. I'm going to have to drop you one of these videos. This is for you, sis.
They didn't tell us that if you give up the man, you're going to take one of these things and it's worse and it will destroy your nation. They didn't give us that information. They made us think that it was some kind of glorified position to brag about the fact that I got my own job, my own credit card, my own car, so I don't need no man. I don't even know how we got that mixed up. Ain't none of that got nothing to do with being with no man. You know,
that one's for you, sis. And this is what I'm trying to say on the LSG, about LSG. We need a new mindset. And my wife and I, the family, the Black Mo TV family, to everyone that's listening, we're trying to promote to you to say, listen, we need a new mindset. What you're doing is not working. The black culture is not working. Dead that. The Pan-Africanist, the fake Pan-Africanist culture, not the original, is not working. The Hotep hustlers, it's not working. The I'm a strong black independent woman, it's not working. The kids running amok acting like monsters, it's not working. The men acting effeminate, running around the place, don't know how to take leadership. It's not working. It's not working. House of Bloom says, yes, let's take feelings out and let's keep the conversation on facts and history. I'm bringing the facts and history tonight. We're going to read it. And we're going to, because we understand what's been going on. It's time to wake up. Ladies, if you're hearing this, share this video. Other sisters need to wake up. They won't listen, but we only need a few. We're not looking for everyone. We never have said that we're looking for everyone on this platform. We only want people with the right mindset because winter is coming. House of Bloom says, let's take the feelings out and deal with the facts. Oh, I just read that. We must awake from this silly hypnotic rubbish and redirect our energy back to submitting to our men. Powerful, sis. Powerful. House of Bloom says, in Africa, under colonial oppression and the spread across four corners of the earth being brought and sold, that's where we are during that time period. Exactly. That's speaking to the 15th century, 15th and 16th century. Big shout out to all the Black Mo TV family. Thanks for watching. We're having the conversation. You think the thumbnail, you think the title. We're going to get into some history. Let's get back into it. So let me go back to the article. So the feminist voices of the Renaissance never coalesced into a coherent philosophy or movement. Remember, they always say that women can lead, right? But the feminist movement themselves couldn't even come to a coherent philosophy. They couldn't agree. This happened only with the Enlightenment, when women began to demand that the new reformist rhetoric about liberty, equality, and natural rights be applied to both sexes. See what happened there? Because contrary to popular belief during that time period, only the rich and the elite and the aristocrats had power. The peasants didn't have no power. You don't know European history. Only the middle classes and above had power to influence things in European history. So it's only until the women change their rhetoric to include what? Equality, natural rights to be applied to both. So what was it before? Go back to the Roman emperor. What did he say? Marcus Ponticus, what did he say? If they are victorious now, what will they not attempt? As soon as they begin to be your equals, they will have become your superiors. There is an agenda, there is a mindset behind this movement that is not about equality, but is about superiority. And as a black woman in the black community, you are saying, if you follow this agenda, you want to have superiority over your man. How are you building? How are you building? Pan-African, black movement, Black Lives Matter. As far as I'm concerned, reading this and understanding where we are, you know what? I'll save that to the end. Let's keep going. When women began to demand the reforms, right? Let's go down. Initially, the enlightened philosophers focused on the inequalities of social class and the caste to the exclusion of gender. The Swiss-born, another European country. French, another European country. Philosopher called what? Jean-Jacques Resenu, if I said it correctly, for example, portrayed women as silly, frivolous creatures born to be subordinate to men. These are Europeans, mind you. Sounds familiar, right? When they drew us looking like monkeys and stuff back in the day, meant to be subordinate to them because, you know, we were 3/5 of a man and we don't have no brain cells. Seems oddly familiar here, right? Or are we just going to ignore stuff because of how we feel about it, not what we know about it? Let's go on. In addition, the Declaration of the Rights, let me highlight this. The Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen, which defined French citizenship, European country again, after the Revolution of 1789, pointedly failed to address the legal status of women. Again, European. Patriarchy. Let me skip down because I'm sure this is, you know, is giving you some understanding, right? So where am I? Okay, let me scroll down a bit more. Let's play some of the video because I want to go over here, right? Here we go. This is where I want to go. Let's go over to this because we want to talk about the black women. And when did black women come into the conversation, right? So, no. Let's do some more to go. Let me jump down. Yeah? There we go. Where are we? Okay. There we go. Mary Ann McClintock, Jane Hunt, and Elizabeth Stanton, the wife of an abolitionist and the only non-Quaker in the group. The convention was planned with 5 days' notice, publicized only by a small unsigned advertisement. This is talking about the women's suffrages, right? Stanton drew up a declaration of sentiments that guided the Seneca Falls Convention. Using the Declaration of Independence, American Constitution, again, European, Caucasian patriarchy, as her guide to the proclaim that all men and women have been created equal. She drafted 11 resolutions, including the most radical demand, which was the right to vote, women, of course, with Frederick Douglass, a former slave. So what does she do here? What did the women's movement do now? So the women's movement now moved in with the abolitionists of slavery to jump in to the civil rights, the civil rights movement, beginning with us back then. This is how they moved in. This is how they got in. Through the suffragist movement, got in through the civil rights movement. Frederick Douglass, a former slave, arguing eloquently on their behalf. All 11 resolutions passed. Oh, we don't need no man. But who was the one arguing the point? Frederick Douglass. In case you don't know who Frederick Douglass was, let me just Google him for a quick second. Yeah, Frederick Douglass. Oh, oops. Is that a black man? Is that a black man, ladies? Brothers? Am I being disingenuous here? Am I lying? Am I being misogynistic? Because I'm showing the facts and I'm showing the history. Women say they don't need no man, but it was an actual black man at that who helped them push through the 11 resolutions that they wanted through the civil rights movement.
It's over 9,000!
The cap. I don't need no man. Winter is coming. There'll be sisters on TikTok talking about I don't need no man.
Oh my God!
That's how they be acting. But they don't realize that they've been duped, they've been hoodwinked, they've been bamboozled. They've been brainwashed into believing a fallacy of an ideology that separates them from their very community that seeks to protect them.
Much to learn, you still have.
Let's keep going. Frederick Douglass. All right. Let's go back. Where are we? There you go. Feminism. And Moult even won approval of the final declaration for the overthrowing of the monopoly of the pulpit and for the securing to women's equal participation with men in the various trades, profession, and commerce. Yet, by emphasizing education, political rights, there were privileges of the upper classes. The embryotic feminist movement had little connection with ordinary women cleaning houses in Liverpool or picking cotton in Georgia. Who was working in Liverpool and who was working in the cotton fields in Georgia? The feminist. Let me read that again, ladies, gentlemen, so we can get some full understanding. Yeah, I'm reading history for you. I just Googled a little something.
Nani?
Something don't sound right here. Let's read it again. Yet, by emphasizing education and political rights, there were the privileges of the you know what? My English, what happened to me? Let me drink some water. Let me slow it right down. One more time. Yet, by emphasizing education and political rights, that were the privileges of the upper classes. What did I just say about 10 minutes ago? The upper classes were the ones that had the privilege of education and political involvement or activity. What does it say? What does it say? I hope you guys are reading this here, because this ain't me that's writing this. This ain't Black Male TV that's writing this. The embryotic, the very foundation, the very birth of the feminist movement. Embryotic. All you ladies here who have had a baby and know how babies are conceived understand what an embryo is, yes? Gentlemen, in the womb, embryo, the feminist movement had little connection with ordinary women cleaning houses in Liverpool or picking cotton in Georgia. Let some modern day Black woman now come and speak and say the patriarchy. Something ain't sounding right here, family, right? Something is not sounding right here. Leave your comments in the chat. Do you think something is sounding right here? Do you think that, is this starting to unfold? Are you starting to realize now? Are we starting to see the evidence? Because I'm only just reading this. I'm not even going deep into it. The single non-white woman's voice heard at this time was that of Sojourner Truth, a former slave. The single one. That's where you were. There you go. There's black women now. There you go. There's Black women joining the cause. What's this now? How many 100 years later? Fighting the cause. Why? Because you are now transplanted from Africa into Europe, the West, America, the West, the Caribbean, the West, South and Central America, the West. You were transported from Africa to another people's culture. Now you're starting to fight because it's affecting you now, right? but it's embryotic stage. At the embryotic stage, family, it had nothing to do with you, but yet you promote it. Let's go.